Amazon early holiday deals are here.
What up, chat? What up, Brian? How you doing, brother? What up, Tyler? Yeah, I'm a butter cow. Yeah. Alrighty. What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? So, let's do this. How come they don't take me to his page? Oh, there we go. Oh, so he hasn't put out new videos in a couple days.
What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
What's up, chat? How we all
This
doing
election
tonight?
really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
Yeah.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our
Bird
neighbors.
Turd, can we watch
and we
something? What
must
do you want to
treat other
watch?
people as we hope.
I try to keep it strictly to, politics on this stream. Here, look, this is my newest clip I just put up. Yeah.
The new folding revolver by Standard Manufacturing has been officially released today. No documents or procedures.
I'm proud to be partnering with my very good friend Lee Greenwood, who doesn't love his song God Bless the USA, in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible. This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our founding father documents.
Yo, she's the
Constitution.
She is the
which
shit.
I'm fighting for every single day, very hard.
What are you up to,
to
Tay?
keep
How you
Americans
doing?
protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance are all part of this God Bless the USA Bible, and it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart, for your soul. Many of you have never read them and don't know the liberties and rights you have as Americans and how you are being threatened to lose those rights.
Degeneration X, bitch. Let's see. Oh, you guys want to see a funny ass video that Josh showed me a couple months ago? Where's my history at? Dude, it's this dude in a quadriplegic man starts fucking ramming a cop and shit, dude. It's so fucking funny. The smell of lowered... Yes, I love it. It smells like the smell of success. Dude, this shit's crazy.
Okay. So these are, her and her mom are my aides. They come to help provide services for me.
Okay.
I'm sitting in the office today working here, and I work from home.
Okay.
And my mother and her mother started having a verbal dispute. I hear all this commotion, I hear all this screaming. I'm in the middle of work, so I took a break and come outside to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I just told
Watch this shit, dude. This shit is so funny.
Basically, the situation is that they have keys to come to the house to provide services to me that I provided to them.
Mm-hmm.
She, when I say she is my mother, was upset because they were coming in and out to provide services to me. The aides. She, my mom, was upset that they were coming in and out to provide services.
Do you know if she gave them any orders or something?
Dude, this dude is fucking funny.
Or just give it, you know, like just knock or something?
She cannot, number one, because it's my services. She has no authority to make decisions about my medical services. Number one.
So you're, she's not the one that's, because you know how sometimes when individuals, like caregivers and stuff like that?
No.
She's not listed like with the...
Because of the last altercation that had happened last year, she was removed.
Did the courts deem you as capable of making decisions and stuff? No, it's not custody. It's like, you know how the courts sometimes will do that just to make sure that the best interest of the individual disabilities or injuries or stuff?
It has never come to that.
No, I'm just making sure. That's one of the things that I just want to make sure.
It has never come to that point, and plus I'm an adult, I can make my own decisions.
Yeah, but
no, I understand.
You understand, man.
I just tell everybody, shut up, what's going on? She explained to me. Her and her mom work different shifts, so she works Monday through Friday.
That's your grandmother?
No, they're not related to me at all.
Her and her mom? This lady?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then your mom. Okay, now I understand.
Her and her mom work different shifts for me. She works Monday through Friday, and the lady works the weekends.
Okay.
Watch this.
One has to do something.
They cover for each other.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a teamwork. She wasn't in agreement that was happening. So I told her, Mom, you have nothing to do with this. You're not involved.
Do they live with you 24 hours?
They work the schedule Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And at night, who cares for you?
My mother.
Maybe you want to consider having them care for you 24 hours?
It's been a battle I've had with insurance. It's not them, it's the insurance to pay for the 24 hours. But that's the dilemma I'm in because I'm mentally capable of making my own decisions. They don't approve 24 hours. So
that's wild.
The predicament that I'm in.
What? See, that's kind of weird. What does like being mentally capable of making your own decisions have anything to do with any of it?
Have your your mother lives with you, so you're showing
I
the
moved
capability.
out
No,
when
but she's living with you, right?
So
That's the thing. That's probably one of the things where they're like, look, you have the ability to have somebody come in that's not them to take care of you.
When everything happened back in September, when you guys took it the first time,
Yeah.
I had moved out and I requested 24 hours and they still denied. So it's not because of that. Regardless. So whatever, she and I started arguing. She tried to slap me. I moved back and she didn't hit me at all. She just like kind of grazed me with the nail.
Yeah, that's still touching though.
But whatever, I don't want to push charges. I don't want.
The thing is that, unfortunately, once certain things are said and done, and
so I came out.
We don't have any discretion on domestics, you understand? So it is what it is. So.
I came out to try and avoid the situation.
Watch this.
And you know,
This dude is wild as fuck, bro.
Because if she doesn't want to help me, I mean, she can't because of her age.
So what do you want me to do as a supervisor? Because they said you needed a supervisor.
If you could just speak to her and just explain
What's
to her.
up, chat? I got you, Ted, on playing.
You don't have to call us every
nice.
single time.
Dude, watch this shit, you guys.
Oh, she requested a supervisor.
I didn't call her. She's the one. She's the one that made the original call and everything.
No, it shows you. You're Bryant.
I made a second call.
Oh, okay.
She's
That's
the
what's showing
original
on there.
call.
Yeah. She's the one requesting a supervisor?
No, I requested a supervisor just
Oh yeah, Tony would love this guy.
You really don't need to call a supervisor unless it's something that, like, you see that.
That's DG. You know what's funny, Jose? DG's the one that showed me this.
Not being done properly by the officers or something that is to your concern. But usually, the majority of all the officers that we have out here, they, especially when it comes to domestics, they don't have any discretion, unfortunately, and they have to take action. A lot of times, it just is what it is.
I'll go.
You can't go because you already gave certain statements, so we're not gonna take you. Because you're the one that was the victim of the battery, so. But you know, she's a witness too, so she's writing a statement. You want to write a statement as well, or have her write it down?
Dude, be nice, Vaughn.
Go over there, Brian.
He can come.
Put that away, man. Yeah, I don't want you in the street because these people drive like. No, it's okay. No, they drive like shit. Oh, it's okay. Oh, that's fine. Does she go ahead and...
She was Baker Actor. I think they're here in the Baker Actor. I don't know. So after she got arrested, 2 weeks later, she tried to commit suicide. She took a bottle of diazepam. So that's why I don't want that to happen again, because I know she's going to pull another stuff.
And what happened? What is the change in behavior today, and what has she been? Has she been diagnosed with any mental?
So when they Baker Acted her, that they gave her a discharge. Obviously, they discharged her to me.
Okay.
And she was supposed to follow up to a psychiatrist, but I haven't been able to get her to go because she doesn't want to go.
So she's refusing to go seek treatment?
She's refusing to seek
What about
treatment.
the meds? What did they send her?
I don't know
what they sent her?
Meds, no.
Do you know what it was? What she was diagnosed
Major
with?
depression and bipolar.
Bipolar. And today, on today's date, or since she's been released from Baker Act, has she made any threats to harm?
Bro, wait till you guys see this shit. This shit takes a complete 180 turn, bro. It is so fucking funny.
Hurt herself, or
she always does.
Or others,
like on she plays a lot the victim.
Okay.
The victim card.
Okay.
Due to everything that happened last time when she got arrested, my relationship with my brothers hasn't been the best due to her.
Okay.
But when everything happened, a lot of things have come alight.
Okay.
That I didn't know of, obviously, because I've always been under her wings, basically. And apparently there's been a lot of trauma the whole life, especially dealing with me, with my situation, and all that.
I'm sure it's challenging at times. There's better days than others.
It is. But you know, like I'm really the only support that she has, like financially. I'm the only support that pays everything. So just like she's supported me all my life, within my capabilities, I try to do the best that I can too. But nothing is ever enough for her, you know what I mean? So I really would not like, and I hope you understand, I really would not like that you take her. I'm willing to go.
No,
just allow me to, no, not go. I mean, like, leave the house. I mean,
okay, so, no, just chill out with that. Did the other officers talk to her prior to our arrival?
Yeah.
The CRU officer spoke to her? what did they explain to you?
Well, Pickle,
Nothing?
it's a Decepticon. Dude, Josh never sent you this, Richie? So this dude, watch, somebody called the cops because his mom and I think his caregiver were arguing or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But, so this dude comes out, he's talking, dude, just wait. This shit is fucking hilarious.
That she was in her right state of
What
mind.
up, Kalisha?
I guess went to go speak to her and try to ask her all the other questions. And then they called us because I guess
Was it disclosed that she tried to slap him or whatever? Or no? Did they know that at that time?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let us discuss this a little further and then we'll get back to you guys.
Like I said, please, I really would like that you don't take it.
No, we're just gonna, we're looking at the options that we have.
I'm willing to, if someone just goes in so she could go in and I can get some clothes and leave for a couple of days. I can go to my girlfriend's house for a couple of days and just let things cool off. And
Just go wait over there. I'm gonna talk to him about it and we'll keep you informed.
Watch this shit.
Thanks.
This dude is...
No. Yo solo quito y lo ponemos.
Mis zapatos por lo menos. Entra conmigo si yo no voy a ir para ningún lado, ¿ves?
No, está bien.
Me da frío en los pies, mija.
Ellos te dan medias allá.
Las llaves de mi casa.
So I think the...
Me dice dónde están y yo la...
Yo no soy violenta, porque tienes que actuar así.
¿Tienes problemas de hombros o no?
Sí, y de espalda, mira cómo estoy.
You have 2 cups?
So, this is that guy in the wheelchair's mom, Pickle. From what I got from the whole conversation is she smacked him and somebody called the cops.
¿Hicieron un procedimiento?
So watch, dude. Watch what this dude does. It is so funny. So that's his mom. That's his mom. They're about to take to jail.
You have 2 cups or no?
Yeah, when I get over there, I'll...
Te va a poner otros. Pon las manos, tienes que poner las manos así. No, nosotros las vamos a quitar ahorita. Just wait over there, Brian. Brian.
It's like you guys want to do that.
Nah, bro, don't do that. Hey, stop hitting me with the chair, Brian.
Stop doing that.
He's hitting her with the chair.
Battery on a
You just said you
That's
weren't
a
gonna
battery
do that,
on a wheel, bro.
Bro, you guys just said you weren't gonna do that, bro.
We said we're gonna go talk to her.
Well, what are you gonna do about it?
You need to calm down.
Or what you gonna do about it?
What do this and other stories we cover make clear? That it is so important to know who you're surrounding. Background report. Finder.com/LC Bodycam.
Watch this.
So take me then. If you want to take me, then take me. I just told you not to do that.
Watch, Pickle, watch. This shit is hilarious, dude.
We can't do that, man. Once there's a battery, we have no
Bro, I just told you she didn't hit me. Her nail grazed me, that's all. That's all she did. Alright, so take me.
Don't hit me, bro.
So just take me then.
Don't hit me.
If she's going, I'm going.
Brian, don't hit me.
If she's going, I'm going.
telling you right now.
If she's going, I'm going.
Calm down.
He's hitting the cops and shit.
If she goes, I'm going, Brian. If she's, then I'm going.
Hey,
stop, man. Hit my hands.
Stop.
Take me. No. Shut up. You shut the f up. I'm going. Take me.
Listen, unfortunately, the way that laws are written,
we just have a conversation. And you tell me one thing, you go another stunt.
Either she was gonna be Baker acted or she was gonna.
Alright, so Baker actor. So Baker actor.
We cannot Baker act on a domestic violence case.
What the f are you talking about? She was Baker acted last time.
But that was some other.
Alright, so take me. Take me. I'm going.
Watch, Pickle. Watch, Pickle, watch.
Las llaves están ahí.
Dale, señora, métase.
Hold on.
Hey,
Sit down for here, please. Look,
Laughing at me, bro.
we're not laughing at you.
What the f is wrong with you, bro?
Hey,
What the f is wrong with you? Why the f you locked me out of my house?
We're going to explain it to you right now. Go over there.
Señora, me daste las llaves de la
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. So you take me.
Eso es lo que le estoy diciendo. Déjame pensar dónde las puse.
siéntese adentro, por
En mi bolsillo, está en mi cuarto.
What? Pickle, what?
No, siéntese, señora.
Mira,
Señora,
Fucking Teo Webster.
está un gabinete al lado de unas cajas y hay un bolsito ahí.
Bro, what the f is your problem? Get in the car. Métate adentro del carro, señora.
Just take me.
Oh, you're going.
Okay.
You're f***ing going.
Good.
You're under arrest for battery on a Leo. Charlie, 3500. You okay with another case number?
Yeah,
Battery
man.
on a Leo?
139552.
¿Esto de él?
Sí, de esos son su ID, su tarjeta y todas las cosas.
Ok, esto se puede desactivar el motor.
Listen, he's looking at like 10 to 15 years. He spits on him too, watch.
I'm not touching the chair, man. I'm chilling.
3500 requesting that you have a hazard statement.
He's the one who...
That could take up 15 21230 Southwest 127.
Dude's such a fucking idiot.
¿O no la carga?
I'll take a 15, I just don't know what that is.
A spit mask.
GSL 3500.
Oh, you already spit on him.
So can you start AMR reference transport? Person's disabled.
Bro, this shit is so funny.
GSL.
How do you turn it off, man?
I just turned it off, man.
How?
The chair's off.
Right there?
The switch is off. The chair's off and the screen's off. No, I'm not going
AMR
anywhere.
routine or on a 3?
You guys want to be pigs? Let's go.
You guys want to be pigs? Let's go.
HUD.
What's going to happen on the wheelchair?
We're going to work on that, getting it over there. So,
Well, I don't want to leave it until I see what you guys are going to do.
well, at this point, you're going to go onto there, and we're going to take the wheelchair with us. That's with some other type of transport. So, right now, you're
Oh, you can request vehicle. Why is he acting all calm now? He was just flipping out to get arrested.
Yeah, because the wheelchair doesn't fit in any of our cars or in there.
You guys don't have like a correctional...
Corrections doesn't have one. So we're going to take your wheelchair to there.
I've seen multiple correctional with handicap.
I called them, but then you told us
So
that
he
they
just
don't have that chair.
He has to just sit in the bed all day now. No more ride for you, bitch.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's no...
He lost all his rights, literally all of them.
Well, don't forget, Brian, that those vans, they don't pick up
his chair's being impounded. He does, like he doesn't realize that he just asked for all this. Literally told him to take me to jail.
either. They just do
We don't work like that. We're not part of the same department. The corrections department, and we're Miami-Dade Police Department.
So you guys ready to take this chair on that flatbed?
Most likely, or we're gonna see if there's another route. We're getting somebody to see if they can transport that. But it's going. You're not going yet. You're gonna sit in there until we're done with this.
Well, I mean, my back is gonna hurt being laying down all the time. So that's what I'm saying. I would rather. I can't stretch my legs. So I would rather until we're ready to go.
At the same time, equal rights, yeah. If one motherfucker wants to act out of fucking order, hey, you get what you get.
That's fine. You guys mind? You guys mind?
If my lieutenants go with it, I'm go with it.
Bro, that shit was so fucking funny. There's something, oh. Alex Stein put this up.
Good afternoon. Committee.
Watch this shit.
Washington, D.C. schools are full of bright, curious minds, but too many of our students are struggling with math, a subject that's critical for their future success. It's time we step up with better resources, innovative teaching, and targeted support to ensure every child in our city has the skills they need to thrive in a world driven by numbers. And I want to come up here and I want to try to give a good presentation on the necessary steps that we need to take in order to help the children. But after last night, I don't think there's a very bright future for our children. And I think about the dark cloud that hangs over this city. And I moved here from Portland, Oregon. I caught my wife having an affair, and it turned my life upside down. And I moved here to be an educator, and I've gotten the opportunity to tutor some kids at Dunbar High School that I met because I'm the shift supervisor at the Panera Bread on Pennsylvania Avenue. And the hope that these kids have, it's amazing. But they are too young and naive to see the dark future and the possibility of Project 2025 making it so that only Asian children and white children can actually have access to mathematics or calculators. We have a system that is racist towards not just African Americans, but Latinos, Venezuelans, that they're saying are eating cats and dogs. How's a kid supposed to go to class, Mr. Mendelson, if they think that their peers' parents are eating cats and eating dogs? How do you learn? How do you learn?
No, he's
When you're in
trolling.
a situation like that, Chairman
Alex
Mendelson?
Stein is. I'll show you some more Alex Stein's video in a minute, Morbid. He's so funny.
I'll tell you how you do it, is we have to stop Donald Trump from getting into office. I came here with a dream, and that dream is becoming a nightmare. And when I lost my teaching certificate because my whore of a wife slept with one of her students and caused me to get fired as well, my life has been turned upside down. And I'm sick of that. And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to stand for Donald Trump. I'm doing it for these kids. I love these kids. I love these kids. I'm just not happy. I'm going through so much.
Oh my God.
Posted on Facebook. She's in Cancun, Mexico, with her new boyfriend. One kid to learn how to do math because everybody knows 8 times 8
I'm
is
fucking
64.
dead.
But if you ask most children what 8 times 8 is, they wouldn't know.
He's fucking great, dude. I fucking love Alex Stein. So fucking stupid, bro. Videos. Let's go to his most popular. Oh, he calls out Brittany Griner at the meeting.
BG, was that a fair trade for the merchant of death? I know you killed on the court, but he kills it in real life. Is it true you had to have sex with Vladimir Putin? Britt, is it true you had to? What about his wife? What are you doing? I'm trying to talk to Brittany. Hey, Britt, do you still want to boycott America, Brittany? Stop. I'm weird. Why? She hates America. What about the merchant of death, Britt? Get off me. Stop, dude. Get off me. Was that a fair trade for the merchant of death? I know you killed on the court, but he killed in real life. Is it true you had to have sex with Vladimir Putin before you get released from Russia, Britt? Britt! Why are you being like that? Dude, I want to talk to Britt. Britt, you scared to talk to me?
Talk to Britt.
Britt, you're scared. Have a good day. The merchant of death, Britt. Have a good day. You should be ashamed of yourself. Get off me. Stop now.
I don't think this is acting,
Britt,
though.
you hate America? Britt, was it a fair trade for the merchant of death? Britt, was it a fair trade? Brittany.
Yeah, he did do the video with ALC.
I want to talk to the famous.
I want to talk to the famous athlete.
We have equal coverage between Trump and
I
Kamala
didn't see this
Harris
one.
parties, which is why we
What up, DG?
we sent Alex Stein.
Josh, I just showed them the video of that dude in the wheelchair that tail whipped the cops down in Florida. So fucking funny.
Blaze TV host of Primetime to Kamala headquarters at Howard University. How you doing? How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good, Glenn. I'm telling you, white dudes for Harris has been a hit. We've gotten a lot of support, believe it or not. But the energy here, it's kind of 1 second everybody's happy, the next second everybody's sad when some result comes in. But I'm telling you, we're fully embedded. We're in the belly of the beast, Glenn. And it's going to be really crazy if we get some results that they don't want. I wouldn't be surprised if the White House gets stormed like some sort of real insurrection tonight, Glenn.
White dudes for
Really,
Harris.
it's quite a prediction.
It is a prediction, Glenn. It's crazy out here, though. I'm telling you, these
So
people
funny, Talisha.
want to do something.
What?
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, there's a lot of media, but Brandon, show the protesters. Look at the protesters over here, Glenn. I'm kind of wired in. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
You're
okay.
live
Now
right
that's a
Excuse
different
me.
story.
And I'm
Okay.
getting at people's shots. I'm in the media shots, Glenn. They're getting all mad at me,
Right.
but I'm telling you, the night it's just about to be electric. Look, they're filming over here. Look at these people.
Right.
Look, we're live. Say hi to Glenn Beck, guys. Glenn Beck.
Hi, how are you?
Say hi to Glenn
Great
Beck.
night making history here.
What's going to happen? Do you love abortion?
I don't love abortion, but I'm all for a woman's right to choose.
Yes.
My body, no one else's.
Suck that baby out. If you got a vacuum, free abortions. Love it. You guys rule. We're having fun. And if you can see, well, how am I trolling? Because I like abortion.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, what are you talking about? He thinks I'm a troll. Glenn, come on, get on here. He thinks I'm a troll calling me out, man.
Hey, look, bro.
Let's go. What are we doing tonight? Are we going to U Street?
We're going to U Street.
Are we
Little
turning
Don
up?
Julio.
Let's drink a Don Julio, Glenn. We're getting lit. You said it's normal. Tell him
Y'all know what time it is. It's D.C. This is the #1 Democrat stronghold in the country.
I know. I think Joe Biden won with 93%. You think Kamala's going to get more than that? D.C. 93 last time.
It was 93. I thought it was 94.
I think it's 93. It doesn't matter. How much is
It's going
Kamala?
to be lower because we still got sexism.
Damn, sexism.
Oh,
That's what they're complaining.
sexism.
Misogyny is still an issue, Glenn.
Yeah, that's really good. Well, you keep talking
He said, "Do you love abortion?"
to the people because you're right on the money and they are right on the money too. That's great. Go abortion.
No, we are on the
Well,
money.
that's weirdo,
we're not going to have
Jamie.
much money left with inflation, but we're on it and we're on the grind.
Yeah.
Look at the officer. Officer, where's the crazy stuff happening tonight, officer? We can't get anybody stuff. Are
Yeah,
we
be nice to
partying
Jamie.
tonight? Oh, sorry. Look, I'm in. Everybody's shot. It's insane
Oh,
out
that's-
here. You can't walk around.
Yeah, all
What are you
right.
doing tonight?
Go home. I go home.
No, go vote.
Oh, I can't.
Why not?
I'm from Mexico.
Illegal immigrants can vote under Kamala Harris.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Illegal immigrants can vote over Kamala Harris.
Yes, I know, but I have a mail-in ballot. Are we live? Oh, sorry. I'm affecting everybody's shot, but
Okay.
I'm telling you,
All right.
tonight it's calm. It could get a lot crazier.
Okay. Well, we sent you there. Make sure that you are in the middle of Crazy Central. Okay. Things get violent,
Yes, sir, I
dangerous.
will.
You be right there, covering it for us. Thanks, Alex.
I would be willing, Glenn.
Yeah.
I would be willing to die for the blaze. What you built,
Wow.
I'm not even kidding. I would
That's-
take a bullet
Yeah.
for this company, just like Donald Trump took
There
a
are-
bullet for this country.
And there are those that may be rooting for that. I mean, I'm just saying. Alex, thank you so much.
Alex Stein is so stupid, bro. I didn't know he did all this undercover white dudes for Harris shit.
Tell it's in like a chicken costume, right?
I thought it was an actual rotisserie chicken.
It does look like that was it.
Oh,
No,
come
no,
on, man.
he bites a few of them.
Hey, Monica, how you doing?
Come on, man.
I don't know, dude.
Hey, man.
I mean,
No, it's like a gold medal when you win it. It's just celebratory. That's just
It's kind of weird because he doesn't know these kids, but
that is
I like when he does his stuff with
You have said a lot of controversial stuff.
intentionally.
Intentionally, no, but I'm saying one of the most controversial things that you've gotten in trouble for, but you're 100% right, is King Von. Now, I want to play this clip because a lot of people that watch this show, y'all don't know who King Von is. And to be honest, I didn't know either. I saw your clips going viral. Then I watched this 3-hour documentary and I learned a lot about King Von.
Yeah.
So let's just play a little
I need to go
minute-long
grocery
clip from this
shopping
documentary.
myself.
However, what happens when the people doing the killing start making the music too? Because in the years after Chief Keef popularized the violent stories of Chicago gang life, one of those gangsters killing people in the streets picked up a microphone too and started rapping in the first person from the perspective the actual killer. King Von had a reputation in Chicago as a fearless killer before he'd even started rapping, and it's widely believed, based on the statements he made in his own songs, that Von himself could have killed as many as 7 people in his career as a gangbanger, with more murders even taking place after he got rich and famous, with it being rumored that Von used his money and influence from the rap game to have old enemies in Chicago killed, and going on a journey which, in my opinion, takes him far beyond a street player who had to kill to survive in the mean streets of Chicago, because if King Von's tweets are anything to go by, he simply loved killing people. And the sheer amount of people that King Von allegedly played a role in killing has led to intense speculation as to whether he was a full-blown serial killer.
Why is it controversial for you to call out a serial killer that killed young black men and women?
Because black people, this group of black Americans love gangsters, thugs, street guys, pimps, killers, rapists, and men who abuse women.
Yeah, I love Charleston White. He's so fucking real and funny.
So that come through the black exploitation era, and then by way of gangster rap. So right when King Von died, I just became aware of who he was. Prior to that, I had no knowledge of it. So part of my internet fame and popularity was for me saying, man, fuck King Von. So it's a lot of black people want to hurt me. There's a lot of people in the entertainment industry that will not open the doors for me because I said fuck King Von. And I'm saying, man, he killed black people.
Yeah, how's Cam feeling tonight, Monica?
Killing black people, homie. So they got a mural in Chicago where every major black entertainer takes a picture with him. He was on every major black platform.
Still? You're telling me still they still take
to this day.
Of them?
So here I am in Texas working with children who's rapping these lyrics. And part of my program, part of my hype program.
Did you end up getting it, Jose?
I have a curriculum that's called a street life cycle and an anti-gang.
DJ, we used to play. What was the one we used to play, Josh? Because Rainbow Six is a Tom Clancy game, correct?
Cognitive intervention program. There's a 16-week program that I designed myself.
Did you end up buying it? I remember you said you were going to buy it. Did you end up getting it?
Yeah. So part of that program is bonding with children by finding out who their favorite rapper is. So that's how I became aware of drill music, Chief Keef, King Von, Lil Durk, and these was kids. At this time, they was 12 and 13 and 14, and they was already rapping and drilling. Drilling mean killing. So 5 years after that, here come King Von. So when he gets killed, man, I found out that, man, this guy done killed multiple people, men and women. And when you listen to him rap about it,
only
his
$10.
storytelling
Really?
was so prolific about how he killed people. It
He made the music video, yeah.
Man, it was captivating.
It was.
Because he was a great storyteller because he was actually doing these crimes. So there's nothing like doing something and coming back having the gift to be able to rap or sing about what you've done. That's what makes it more passionate. So he was able to capture the hearts and the minds of black American youth. And even me and Aiden had bumped heads at first.
Why? Because Aiden likes King Von?
In the beginning.
Did he watch that documentary?
I don't think they watched the documentary, but everybody is aware that he's killed.
Yeah, everybody knows. You watch that documentary. Not only are those all those people that died young, he would tweet about it.
Yeah,
I mean, King Von incriminated
multiplayer.
himself. So Lil Durk, now who just got the key to the city in Chicago, he's
now being sued by
Cam, I'm glad, brother.
He was ultimately involved in it as well.
I actually played Resurgence earlier for an hour with a couple of my buddies.
So Durk's not a good guy in this because he plays like he.
I had some decent games. I had a 10-kill game, 7-kill game, and like a 9-kill game.
He's good. And he's
well. He's trying to redeem himself, either out of fear or out of sincerity or out of guilt from.
I mean, Team Deathmatch is multiplayer, still.
Being a part of this kind of stuff. So, but right now today, the FBI just released reports that there are 5 more people who have been arrested.
Soon. I told Tay I'd play multiplayer with her.
Murder for hire.
I'm sorry. I'd play Fortnite with her soon.
Conspiracy to commit murder for hire, centered around Quando Rondo being shot and his friend being killed in California. They was paid to do that. And they was paid by Lil Durk's record group, OTF. So the FBI have connections that ties Lil Durk and King Von to all these murders. And it's documented that he was a serial killer.
Now, who's worse? I mean, King Von killed more people, but who's worse, him or Boosie?
Boosie.
Boosie's worse. Why? Boosie's got that gay daughter though. He won't let come to his house. Is that good? Good or bad?
Boosie have a 16-year-old kid serving life in prison for committing 9 murders, and he was paying that kid $2,500 to kill people.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the guy would go drive by and shoot him, or how would he do it?
Look up the kid name is Marlo Mike. So go look up.
So he
Marlo
just
Mike.
kind of said Marlo Mike.
Let's look that up really quick. It's kind of wild. He's telling the truth. I'm not a big Boosie fan. My brother liked him. I never really liked him too much. So he was paying this kid. Damn, that's wild. Because they wanted to give Lil Boosie the death penalty.
Mike, I'm gonna give you
What the fuck, Jose?
some money, but he probably
Well, Marlo,
I'm gonna make you a rap star. And
Marlo Mike was a kid who experienced
What's wrong with you?
traumatic who came through a traumatic childhood of violence. He's seen people get killed when he was a kid.
Well, so did you, but you didn't.
Well, I wasn't abused.
Okay. He was abused sexually.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he was, but he was abused physically. He grew up. I participated in taking someone's life, which was traumatizing as well.
Jose's such a jerk.
5 or 6.
In a way, though, wasn't that a good thing, Charleston? Because you're so well spoken, you're so smart. Isn't it good you made a mistake at being a part of some at a young age because you were able to redeem yourself?
That changed me. That put me on the path where I'm at now. So had I not did that, I would have never went through the programs that I went through as a kid. So I heard that young man was talking to Emily earlier, said that we could socialize today's youth. Today's youth,
tell
we
him,
have to
DG.
re-socialize.
Try
People
harder,
haven't been
trick.
taught right from wrong coming out of some of these places that they're coming out of with these liberal mindsets. They've been taught to play victim.
Yes.
Right? They don't know accountability, they don't know responsibility. So, man, one of the first things I was taught going into a juvenile system, but mainly coming from my mother, is accountability. Son, you've part of taking somebody's life, so you have to do this. So that was the first step in changing, man, holding myself accountable for doing wrong and being wrong. So, but Lil Boosie got Marlo Mike at an early age, and he was a hit man for Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie put him in a song saying that Marlo Mike is in the back itching for a body. Marlo Mike killed so many people for Lil Boosie, he got Who's Next Boosie tattooed on him.
He's got Who's Next on his arm.
Who's Next Lil Boosie tattooed on him.
Oh, wow.
So ultimately, this kid, Marlo Mike, couldn't stand the pressure of holding in all this killing that he had partook in and done, and went to the police and made a confession.
No, he did not. So he actually confessed to. I didn't realize that's a story.
But by the time Boosie got on trial, they had already reached to him, and he rescinded on it, and he wouldn't go forward with it. So that's the only reason Boosie is out. But initially, he told on Boosie.
Wow, that's
what made Boosie worse, because he's gotten away. King Von didn't get away.
You're right, but it just sucks though that Boosie and you are fighting because, you know, he's from Louisiana. You lived in Louisiana.
Monroe, Louisiana.
So you lived in Monroe.
And I used to be a big fan of Boosie.
That's what I'm saying.
I used to love Boosie.
Wipe Me Down. I mean, that was him and what's his name?
But here's where my heart changed. In 2012, 2013, I became a youth advocate for kids who have been sentenced in America with life without parole. So we have a thing called juvenile life without parole in America. And up until 2016, America, Sudan, and North Korea were the only 3 countries on planet Earth that would take a 12-year-old, 13-year-old and give them life without parole, knowing that the human brain does not develop until at or around 25. So you really can't make a lot, especially coming from childhood trauma. So once I started working on laws and legislation that was geared toward harsh and unjust sentencing toward children, Marlo Mike had been sentenced to life without parole, right?
So Marlo's somebody you would want to help.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your whole program was built to help people like that.
Yeah.
That's
So in 2016, the Supreme
Words don't
Court
work
ruled
that
in
way,
the Lewis versus
Jose.
Graham ruling that it is unconstitutional to give a kid in America life without parole without trying to weigh out the mitigating factors that would cause this person, right? So you can't automatically give it. So Marlo Mike went back on appeal in 2019, 2020, around the time me and Bootsy was getting into it. and the Supreme Court denied his chance to overturn his life without parole sentence.
Now, what do you think about the Menendez brothers? Two boys
Oh
that
my
killed their
God,
dad.
leave
Now,
Cam
right
alone,
now, they're
Jet
back in
fucking
court,
Jose.
and the district attorney is saying that they need to be.
They should be released. And I'm not even going to say
Oh
if,
shit,
because you
really?
have family members who came forward.
Why the
who
fuck did he
was not
do
allowed
that?
to testify in the trial. And I remember
They said they stuck a toothbrush up their ass or something.
well, Dad was a head executive of Live Nation.
Yeah, I know.
So
So you think he was into those Diddy stuff? So you think the Menendez brothers were telling the truth when they said they
man, because most children don't have the gall to blow their fucking parents' head off in the manner in which they did. Man, it is my
That was
sincere belief
wild.
that no child is born bad. I don't think no child is born bad.
I agree, and I say, and you know, all this transgender stuff, I don't think any kid is ever born in the wrong body. These teachers tell these little boys, oh, you're a girl, tell a girl you're a boy. Kids
God
are
don't
pure,
make mistakes.
kids are clean.
Nature don't make mistakes. People do.
You're right. Now, what were they saying? A couple days ago, there was a death rumor. A bunch of people were celebrating the fact that they said that you died. What was that?
Well, they said I went to Chicago, and Chicago go kill me because I've said fuck King Von. Everybody in Chicago is mad at me for saying fuck King Von. So there was a big rumor that went all the way viral on Twitter by some, and there's a big platform that posted this, that I was shot by 3 people outside of a hospital in Chicago, and the black Twitter and black internet went excited and was happy celebrating my death. And I was in Detroit at the Ace of Spades strip club doing an interview with Antoine Daniel.
And they were happy that you
Yeah, they were
got
celebrating.
shot.
Boy, my little feelings were hurt because I thought black people would be sad. Yeah, they motherfuckers was celebrating. So at least I know what they're gonna do if I die.
Well, a lot of pecker
Are you
boys like
talking?
myself would be
Are you
very
talking about
sad.
Charleston? Are you talking about Charleston White or Alex Stein? I didn't hear. I know Charleston White believes in God. Pretty sure he does too.
Got the white community be very.
But nah, man, that was an eye opener. But I remember black people celebrating when Kevin Samuels died. So here
That
it
was
is.
ridiculous when they all celebrated Kevin. All Kevin did was just kind of call some women old and say you need to get married. He was not. I love Kevin.
But they will celebrate King Von and they'll celebrate Lil Woody. Lil Woody has a reputation. In 7 years ago, Lil Woody was documented by the FBI in Atlanta as being one of the 10 most dangerous, violent people in Atlanta.
So Woody's
a killer.
Woody's a killer.
And you're friends with Woody because y'all had fun.
All of my friends have killed, but all of my friends committed murder when they was
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've heard him say stuff about God, and he believes in God.
children. And we met in the boys' home. So it's about 30 of us who committed or participated in the murder when we was children. But we grew up as grown men to be productive, social individuals in society, loving fathers, and we're pillars in our community. Woody is just now coming out of jail, but he's trying to walk in the path of redemption. That's why he told on the group. Right? They was using him as a crash dummy. They was using him as the shooter.
Woody seems like a nice guy.
He is.
Y'all's
He got a good
video,
heart.
that 20 verse 2
Yeah, he
video
is.
is so funny. When you said that girl that got those, she said she's built like a model and her knees are too screwed up.
Yeah, they was too long down
She
by
gets
her
on my
ankles.
nerves when he was like this all the
Her
time.
knees and her ankles wasn't that far.
Oh shit, I can't stand it. I love it. It's so funny. Did you see when he pepper sprayed Soldier Boy?
And then they all had that 300-pound woman on there.
Yeah, she was built like the Kool-Aid man. Them small leg and the big upper jug, you know.
That was such a good video.
Nah, you know, me and him have had some issues, some misunderstanding, but for the most part, when I look in his eyes, I see a guy who lost his mother at an early age, that probably had some childhood trauma, and he was used for his loyalty
that's crazy.
To his friends.
Welcome back, baby girl.
And you know how it is?
People hurt people.
People hurt people, and sometimes you want to spread that pain that you feel, so you hurt other people to try to relieve that.
That's so funny. Alex Stein is fucking hilarious, though. Oh, Alex Stein kicked out of RNC because of Shaky. Let's see. I don't think I watched this one yet.
The first one is Alex Stein.
There's only
You don't know who you're about to speak to.
Who the fuck they are.
The one, the only
45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. Are you there, President Trump?
Well, of course, I'm happy that you're talking to the city council. I hear they're tremendous people, and I hear we're going to be bringing these shoes in. These are tremendous shoes. They're hotter than Nikki Haley in an Escalade. You know what I'm talking about? We want to see the children. We want to see them wear the shoes and perform in the shoes and do a tremendous job in the shoes. Isn't that right? Isn't that correct?
Yes, President Trump, you making the shoes mandatory for all school uniforms in Plano School District would be great, and I think that would help the city. But I'm telling you, the mayor here is one of these woke mayors. He loves all the transgender stuff. As a matter of fact, he actually wants to put mandatory gender reassignment into the schools, state-sponsored.
Well, I think that's terrible. And, the only person that I talk to who goes from man to woman, his name is Lindsey Graham. You know who I'm saying? He sits when he pees, but...
He sits when he pees!
You can talk about all of these...
He sits when he pees.
Different things. I think it's a terrible idea what you're doing. And I think we should absolutely look at this mayor. I think we have to look at him. Maybe we have to replace him. Maybe we have to get rid of him like Chris Christie gets rid of a plate of donuts. You know what I'm talking about? Very fast.
He loves to eat. Okay, so President Trump, what is going on with Nikki Haley and her running for president? I mean, what's going on? These Plano people, I don't know. I think some of these board members support her.
Well, if they support her, that's interesting because she lost to somebody called Nota. You know that? N-O-T-A, none of the above. And it's terrible. She's only good
at... Holy shit. That is fucking hilarious. Nota.
Things in the back of a car. I call it the escapade in an Escalade, and she ought to be ashamed of herself. And if you support her, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I have to say that. And I think if you're supporting Nikki Haley, you have a lot of other things to think about. You're probably crazier than the people who said white powder to Don Jr. You heard about that? They sent it to him. I think Hunter Biden was trying to send my son mail. I think he thinks he's a pen pal, and that's not acceptable.
Oh my
we don't want to do
God.
that.
No, and President Trump, they tried to kill my biological stepfather in Russia. Are you going to get vengeance on my father? Tucker
Of course,
Carlson.
I got along very well with Russia. I got along very well with Putin, and we're going to get vengeance on Ukraine. They tried to do terrible things to Tucker. He's your biological stepfather. You look just like him. And we want to help him. We want to make sure that he survives. Protect Tucker at all costs. That's what we're going to do.
President Trump, they're kicking us out. Thank you, President Trump. These people aren't worth your time, but thank you so much. And free shoes to all the Plano ISD school members, mandatory in the school uniform. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless.
God bless. Thank you, President.
So fucking stupid. That is so funny.
Welcome back to CBS Saturday Morning. We begin this half hour with how a key campaign promise of
I want to see that.
Hey, K.O.B., you got what I need.
President-elect Trump has promised to conduct what he calls the largest deportation program in American history on day one of his new term.
And that message resonated with more voters this year than ever before. In an NBC News exit poll from Election Day,
Okay, so this is
40%
2 days ago. Ex-ICE officials warned about Trump's plan to deport millions. Be quiet.
Welcome back to CBS Saturday Morning. Election is also called for border voter history. The tougher border policies gain traction among many voters, but his election is also causing fear and
Many
deportation and
I
harsher
wanna
asylum policies.
Where can we
platform
watch
that pulled
this
too many
at?
U.S. border residents like Ana Parada.
That was the main thing, is immigration. I really saw the Biden administration being a little bit too lax.
1000%. Why can't we find this speech though? Like, I feel like that should be something that's like easy to find, right?
What you got there, Chief? Do you want number one, f***y?
Me want sucky.
She give you everything you want. Long time.
How much there, Chief?
$15 each.
$15 buku money. $5 each.
$10.
$5.
Okay, $5. You give me.
MGU.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. If you spend $5 at Chick-fil-A for a spicy chicken sandwich and you get a single nugget in return, then you're gonna say, "I want my money back. I was just defrauded. This is you gave me a single nugget, and where's my chicken sandwich?" I mean, that's effectively an allegory for what happened in this
He got
election. Where Kamala Harris
312.
donors spent $1 billion in this election and received the chicken nugget.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Dude, she spent $1 billion on her campaign.
Elections. Not much meat on the bone here. Kamala Harris lost in a landslide, electoral college loss, popular vote loss, which hasn't happened in decades, and lost all 7 swing states, so money not well spent. But where did Kamala Harris spend her money? Kamala campaign election eve concerts said to cost up to $20 million as staff vendors fear they won't be paid. Oh, no. So you bring in these aging, dumpy, irrelevant artists. Lady Gaga having, of course, the worst movie of the year, fresh off Joker, full.
Wow, that's a lot of money,
Olivia
you
Learn,
guys.
finger pointing has erupted at Kamala Harris campaign, blowing $20 million on a swing state concert tour Monday night, hours before the VP's spectacular election loss, prompting concern that staff and vendors will not get paid. Members of the defeated Harris team tell the Post that the concerts had ruinous effect on Democrat campaigns' coffers, and in fact, was no secret. They planned, with one planned performance by a 90s rock goddess, Alanis Morissette, getting scrapped to save money. These 7 swing state concerts on election eve featured performances by Bon Jovi, Christina Aguilera, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, 2 Chainz, and they were all paid. They were all paid. Do you hear this?
Oh.
It's all paid. None of it's real. It's all paid.
It's all fake.
They're not real.
Didn't
Nobody's
Glover,
actually
I don't know, did
nobody
she?
authentically supports Kamala Harris. All you Satanists, junkies, druggies, and demons. Look at this. It's so embarrassing. My God, what happened to Lady Gaga? What happened to Lady Gaga? Oh,
Yeah, she used to be, didn't she used to be pretty? Wasn't Lady Gaga pretty? I used to like Alanis Morissette too.
Hell, what's going on? Ugh. Oh man, so many comments to be made about this. The Democrat Party is in shambles and chaos right now. Everybody is blaming each other. It's incredible. There's this dude who was who is the chairman of the Democrat Party in Philadelphia, and he's straight up saying, like, you blew all of our money
She just looks
on these
big.
stupid concerts, and you didn't spend any money on getting out the vote. Despite raising over $1 billion, Kamala Harris ends campaign with $20 million in debt, according to Politico. $20 million in debt. Kamala Harris raised $1 billion for her campaign. So, yeah, she's not going to fix the economy. Kamala Harris' campaign raised $1 billion, spent it all on paying celebrities for concerts. They lost.
I don't remember her being super pretty, but I remember her being prettier looking than that.
And now they're trying to sell their data list to pay off the $20 million debt. And this was how Kamala Harris was planning on fixing the economy. This is the lady that said she's got to fix the economy. Hire me to fix the thing I broke. She ends $20 million in debt in historic fashion. This is exactly the kind of money management we did not need anywhere near the
I thought I just remember seeing her first time when she like didn't have any makeup, weird makeup or anything. I was like, damn, she actually looks kind of pretty.
White House. Is exactly right. Kamala, after spending $1 billion, realizing that the campaign is a massive pyramid scheme. That's exactly right. For all the Democrats and people who voted for Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris and her team are $20 million in debt after raising $1 billion loss in a landslide. Yeah. If you weren't sure Kamala Harris was a rabid, spend until we have no more money left Democrat, well, go ahead and look at what she did. She spent $1 billion, and she's now $20 million in debt. Kamala spent $1 billion of other people's money and still ended up in debt. She is a well-trained Democrat.
Oh my God, this is so true.
Now, how well did these concerts go for Kamala Harris? Not well. They paid Beyonce for an endorsement. She didn't even perform. Apparently, they couldn't afford it. There were riots at the Beyonce concert because they lied to their fans, telling them they'd get a free Beyonce concert. Beyonce went out and...
They should be doing that shit anyway. Like, why do you have to be paid to support your candidate?
Spoke for 2 minutes and then left. What else did they pay for? Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the quality of the music that you could find at a Kamala Harris concert.
Yes, we'll rally round the flag, yo. We'll rally once again. Shouting the battle cry of free.
Oh, I can't take it anymore. I am so happy I never have to hear the cringe cackle. I never have to hear clips of the concerts. Kamala campaign spent dollars on ads, but also $3.9 million for an influencer recruitment agency. Well, look at that. $4 million on buying online influence.
I have no idea.
For free. So did everybody else.
No idea.
Donald Trump didn't pay a single influencer anything. Didn't pay Joe Rogan anything. Didn't pay Theo Von anything. No podcasters got paid. But you know what? They did pay $100,000 to build a set for Call Her Daddy. Can you believe that? That's insane.
On what?
To a private jet company. This set, this garbage set, our set looks way better. We spent exactly $100 on building our set. This, like, trash set cost $100,000. Can you believe that?
What?
They built this set for her Call Her Daddy. This is the set in question. This is amazing. The $1 billion, part of it went to spend 6 figures on building a set for Harris's appearance on the popular Call Her Daddy podcast. Why didn't you just go to the podcast? Why didn't you just go to the podcast?
You didn't have to build it.
Like location, like Donald Trump did with Joe Rogan. Oh, we know exactly why. Kamala spent 6 figures on building the set for her appearance on Call Her Daddy. How Kamala plowed through $1 billion. Dude. And they were going to
this bitch can't even fix her party.
Run the greatest economy in the world. Nope, we stopped it. You're welcome, America.
How the fuck are they going to fix the economy when they can't even fix the election properly? Got him.
Can you believe that? Jeez. Kamala spent 6 figures just lighting money on fire. For what? For this. This is what you got out of your $1 billion, idiots. They're so unbelievably stupid, these people. And the celebrity endorsements got them nothing. They've learned absolutely nothing. And now they're all bickering and infighting and backstabbing each other in the press, in the media.
She definitely funneled them funds. 1,000%. That set did not cost $100,000 to build. No fucking shot. At most $5,000.
They're all fighting. They're all blaming each other. Let it burn.
Effective campaign here by the Harris team. And then he said that Philadelphia concert on the eve of the election was a total waste of money.
I got more complaints, including my daughter-in-law. Traffic jam after traffic jam. You couldn't get out. So what happens? They're mad. What? And why is this happening? Because of a concert that she showed up at 11:30 at night? Give me a break.
Do you think it changed anybody's mind, or
it doesn't look like it, does it? The outcome didn't show it. I would think probably most of them people weren't from the city.
Yeah, I love them people. Those are my favorite people.
The Harris campaign fired back, quote, if there's any immediate
Dude,
takeaway from
they
Philadelphia's
always
turnout
say
this cycle,
something
it
like
is
that.
Chairman Brady's
They're my
decades-long
favorite.
practice of fleecing campaigns for money to make up for his lack of fundraising ability or leadership is a worthless endeavor that no future campaign should ever be forced to entertain again. Wow. The Senate race here is too close to call, by the way. The Republican challenger, though, Dave McCormick, ahead by 30,000 votes. The incumbent
So
Democratic Senator
funny.
Bob Casey is already raising money, gearing up for a potential legal fight as they move on to counting provisional ballots. Brian?
All right, Brian Yanis, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Meanwhile, President-elect Trump gaining significant ground with Latino voters this election cycle. That, according to Fox.
Am I Racist is now streaming on Daily Wire Plus.
Dude, I wish I could buy this and we could watch it on here. I don't think we're allowed to, though. Dude, the View are going back and forth with each other. It's so funny. Did you watch it, Josh? I want to watch it.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Imagine having no friends at all. This is Kamala Harris. Second is the San Francisco Chronicle, her hometown newspaper, where she literally lives, right? Kamala Harris, like, lives in San Francisco. Trumped. This is like fan fiction, really. It's like, you really can't, I mean, I can't express to you how excited I am for this. Frame it, please. Frame it. Can I order a commemorative edition? I want to put it, frame it now. I want to put it in the studio. I want to liquefy it and inject it directly into my veins. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so freaking beautiful. It's been a bad week for the frauds who brought us Kamala Harris. Of course, Nancy Pelosi is one of those frauds. You remember that time that Nancy
I'm gonna
Pelosi
have to
was
watch
supposed
it.
to cheer for Joe Biden at the DNC convention?
I think I just found it.
Oh, does she really look like she loves Joe? Huh? Look at that look. Oh my God. Ooh. Yeah. Well, now look what Nancy Pelosi looks like. Nancy Pelosi is sobbing and crying. This is a photo from the concession speech after a absolute and total slaughterhouse of an election. Country goes red.
It's even more red than that, though. Honestly. Almost half of this is red. Most of this is blue, but like 20 or 30%. Almost half of Oregon's red. Almost half of Maine is red. 35% in New York, I believe. Illinois even went up and did like 42%.
Donald Trump by 5 million votes in the popular
So
vote.
it's even more
312
red than
in the Electoral
this.
College, winning every single swing state. And here's what Nancy has to say about it.
Pelosi, how are you feeling today?
I feel I'm so inspired by the Vice President's speech. She has showed so much strength throughout all of this, including today. Of course, I'm very disappointed.
And another 4 years of Donald Trump?
I don't want to even talk about him today.
All right. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
She loves Trump.
Look at Pelosi and look at Biden. Oh, no. This guy's all grins.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Joe Biden knows, man. Joe Biden knows. Nancy Pelosi was screaming, getting into meltdowns during all this. It's all a disaster right now, and Nancy Pelosi is knifing Joe Biden again, saying it's all Biden's fault, right? Oh, man.
It's so funny.
I hope Joe Biden has recordings. I hope Joe Biden has the recordings of what actually happened. I hope that you just had something, like, tell your story. Jill, I'll buy your book. Here we go. Jill Biden, why don't you tell me the true story about what actually happened behind the scenes, name names, burn them all to the ground, and I'll buy your book. Okay?
Yep.
How about that? Easy peasy. Because all the Ukraine money, it's all coming to a stop, right? All the dirty Russian money, it's all coming to an end. The ladies of The View have been on a...
They've been going after each other. It's so funny.
It's been a bad week for liberal
They've been
women
arguing
on
with
TV.
each other. It's so
Meghan
funny.
McCain rips The View for liberal bias as co-host lashes out at voters over Trump victory. Pretty interesting. Meghan McCain was on The View, and she posted, "It is actual malfeasance and part of ABC News that there isn't a single conservative on The View this morning who voted for Trump simply isn't repulsed by his supporters in America." She posted on X. McCain, who used to be the lone conservative, I mean, if you can even, like call her.
No, she's not a conservative.
I don't know. Like, did she vote for Trump? Look at this. But I got to tell you, I reposted this. You're right. Like, way to go. Go in. Meghan McCain was on The View for years. Respectfully, please stop sending me clips of The View.
Right.
It's a radical, progressive, insane asylum. And that is why I left years ago.
It's
you know
fucking funny.
Good job telling the truth, lady. You know? Good job. It's crazy. Meghan McCain has been spitting some fire, actually. For all the talk about elevating people to positions of power on the left, it's Trump who just named the first ever woman White House chief of staff. Going to be any girl bosses articles about her? I love the gloves off. Meghan McCain. Yeah, The View has been literally melting down, having to apologize, actually, on air for calling white women uneducated, unpacking Donald Trump's victory. The View having Sunny Hosen, of course, who should not be allowed on TV because she is a vicious and vile racist and race hustler. And I can prove
Dude,
that.
she's still broke.
I can prove it. Before I play you these meltdowns, just very important bit of history here. So it's this lady on The View named Sunny Hosen who was so enraged that Donald Trump was talking about Kamala Harris's heritage. Yet she made fun of Nikki Haley's heritage. So it really doesn't matter if somebody does that. It just matters what party they represent. These are the kind of like vicious sociopaths that you cannot have on the program. At the very least, be intellectually consistent. We're intellectually consistent on this show. I go in, dude, I go hard against Paul Ryan, Kevin McCarthy, Mitch McConnell, Republicans.
Yeah.
But just because you have a Republican at the end of your name, I actually hold you to a higher standard because it hurts more when you betray your party and your principles. So yeah, we go after plenty of Republicans on this show. Find me a clip of Sunny Hosen or any View.
Going after Biden.
Find me a single clip of that. Huh?
Haley's gone by Nikki since she was a child. It's documented in high school. I wouldn't be shocked that as an Indian woman growing up in South Carolina at that time, she actually did to avoid prejudice. So I just want to be careful about critiquing her for going by the name she's
There's some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Sunny, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah. Necessary. I think if she leaned into...
A ton of people don't go by their color.
Wait, seriously.
Why does she look...
To question someone's...
Why does she look like she has no soul? For real. I mean, look at her eyes. It's like she has no life in her eyes. Dude, this lady...
Haley's gone by Nikki since she was a child. It's documented in high school. I wouldn't be shocked that as an Indian woman growing up in South Carolina at that time, she actually did to avoid prejudice. So I just want to be careful about critiquing her for going by the name she's
There's some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace
Like, look at her. This chick, literally has no soul in her.
our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Sunny, I don't think that's fair.
Necessary. I think if she leaned into...
A ton of people don't go by their color.
Wait, serious. I think to question someone's racial identity... Especially him, the bar has fallen so low.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Can we just take The View off the air? Okay, here we go. Sunny Hosen blames uneducated white women for costing Harris a win. Just insulting. A lot of Dems willfully refuse to accept that people are more complicated than their race and sex. Makes us dumber. Why did uneducated white women vote against the reproductive freedom, Sunny asks? Wrong question. People are tired of being told that there are immutable characteristics to obligate them to vote for you. Tired of being told they're too dumb to know what's going on for them. The View should be taken off the air. Here we go.
Well, I want to dig further into the demographics because black women tried to save this country again last night. 92% of...
No, they didn't. They tried to cause World War III.
Black women voted for the vice president. You have Latinas in the 70 percentile voting for the vice president. What we did not have is white women who voted about 52%.
Beautiful.
right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women is my
Beautiful.
understanding. You have Latino men actually voting more for him, and you have and black
How come they're not uneducated Latino men?
men was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80% for the vice president.
Right.
So why do you think that uneducated white women voted against their reproductive health freedoms, and why do you think Latino men voted?
Why are they
in
not?
favor of someone?
Why are the Latino men not uneducated? Though? Why is it only the white women that are uneducated?
One that's going to deport. It says he's going to deport the majority of his community.
White women like being called uneducated white women. I think the economy matters, national security matters. But when you put people in these boxes, I think that's a takeaway from this race.
We have to look at the demographics of it.
The meltdown continues, by the way, and we are on day 3 of these meltdowns.
I know. How come only the white people are uneducated?
They learn absolutely nothing.
That's because we're the fucking laughing stock of the country.
On The View, by the way. They've been having to apologize.
Yeah.
It's always the same. It's always the same people too. It's this Sunny Hosen.
Fuck them. We could be uneducated. I don't give a shit what they think of us. This chick has no soul. So a person that has no soul that tells me white women are uneducated, who gives a fuck? Fuck her.
I don't even know if that's how you say your name. I don't think I've been saying Camilla's name right this entire election, but whatever. Listen to this like literal hate screed.
I disagree.
All right.
I think that I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think the more relevant question actually is what is wrong with America. I think what is wrong with our country that the Republican Party would choose.
You say he don't give a fuck about it either. Yeah. I don't really care. It's like, fuck it.
As a candidate.
If these people want to think that we're uneducated, I'll let them. Like, they don't know what we just stopped, so it's fine. They can think whatever they want.
And support a candidate who is an insurrectionist, who is...
He's not an insurrectionist, that's a lie.
An election denier.
So is Hillary Clinton.
Who is...
And so many Democrats.
Someone who is twice impeached, 34-time convicted.
Found not guilty on everything, including the 34 charges of 34 felonies. Everything is getting dropped because they were all false charges, fake impeachments. This lady doesn't understand.
Felon, someone who has been accused of alleged sexual misconduct by 26 women, found liable for sexual abuse. What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny?
But he did it himself.
Over a message of divisiveness. A message for the people, by the people, of the people. That's what the problem is. It's the Republican Party.
But can I,
what's wrong with America?
Something before we can do a second? The Democrats are the ones. They are the party that cares for the blue collar voter. The Democrats are the ones who put in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, union protection,
ACA,
unemployment insurance, and Obamacare. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about
clearly
it.
They didn't convince
Come on.
If they didn't, then they wouldn't have made Obamacare better by taking away the mandate of if you don't have insurance, you have to pay a fine. So yeah, say what you want, but it's just not true. And it was approved by the House and Senate vote, did not go to Trump. Yeah, it had nothing to do with Trump. Trump wasn't even in office yet at the time.
Voters,
Didn't Roe vs. Wade go away like after Trump?
All I can deduce is that it's the messaging. It didn't get through to people. They're not paying attention. That's all.
Yeah,
because the Democrats have always been for the working people.
Exactly. And the Republicans
don't care.
I think that the message of the Democrats sounded elitist. You don't have value in the society.
They
if you don't
sounded
have a college
that way,
degree.
but when you look at the proof,
but Joy, it's condescending. It's condescending. There is a
condescending.
The way that the left speaks to its voters. It really is
a message of joy and inclusiveness.
No, the message of not being educated, being dumb, and what's wrong with America.
Who said that?
Sonny just did.
What is wrong with
Joy,
America?
my
We-
point
okay,
here
but
is
that's-
that
but that's not what Kamala Harris said.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
My point is, I don't blame Joe Biden. I don't blame Kamala Harris. Go back as far as you want. I blame a messaging within the Democratic Party.
You don't blame the Republican
Party? Can I just
Party at
finish
all?
my point, please? I obviously have a problem. Anyone has a problem with Donald Trump. The bigger question should be, yes, Sonny, why did they vote for him?
Yes.
In sweeping.
So they need to be introspective.
No, we need to be introspective. If we voted for Kamala Harris, we need to say what didn't resonate with the voters. Do you know what didn't resonate with the voters? When they were saying we don't feel safe, and the left focused on defund the police and bail reform.
Yeah.
When they said
They
we're
also-
worrying
they
about.
also
Can I just
focused on
finish?
gun
Let me just finish real quickly. When they were focused on
It's only an hour show, ladies.
Joy, when they were focused on renaming schools.
Like, why would anybody watch this?
Right.
Why would anybody sign up and say, yeah, this is totally how I'm going
Right.
to
Why do like I watch it to laugh because it's funny. Because right now they are just imploding with each other.
What's wrong with people? I need to check the ratings. Do people actually watch The View? The View ladies are losing their minds on air, yelling at each other and screaming.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
He
And
wasn't
finally,
even the
we talked
president.
a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep.
So-
and they were begging people to care about it for years. We
Misogyny
need to
and
take some
sexism.
lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are not
Knock,
misogyny
knock.
and sexism.
Who's there? Oh my gosh, it's Whoopi.
You know what? I got to tell you, it has been entertaining. Please let it end in actual.
It's been very
actually
entertaining.
something good, right? And what good would come of this is a proper reckoning of our media ecosystem, our political ecosystem. Putting people like Pelosi in jail for insider trading, making an example of her.
Yes.
Canceling people like The View for the literal hatred that they propagandize and sell to the people that they're trying to brainwash. And a resetting of sort of the table in this country for having an honest and free.
We really do need a complete reset of the government. Kamala Harris roasted over a campaign going into massive debt after blowing $1 billion. Okay, same thing.
These mushrooms make you feel better. They increase focus and energy while keeping you calm and stress.
You wrote a piece in the Times just today, and you said, it is time for us to accept that American politics is identity politics. Tell us what you meant by that.
I meant that we have spent a lot of time, and by we, again, I mean myself, people in the media, I think academics, researchers, and politicians certainly have spent a lot of time saying that identity politics is dangerous, or at least it's murky, right? This is why we said Occupy was a distraction for the Democrats. Black Lives Matter was a distraction for the Democrats, right? The feminist movement is a distraction for the Democrats because they won't focus on real issues that matter to real Americans, right? The problem with that is that you assume that the only people with an identity are women and people of color. But as Donald Trump has proven, what he has proven and the way he has won has proven is that every voter has an identity. Every voter has an identity, and he tapped into one of the most powerful of American identities. He tapped into white identity. Right? And he said, you don't need to be ashamed of this identity. I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to make you feel good about it, and you don't have to sacrifice a thing. Donald Trump played identity politics like a fiddle. So when you say that the Democrats lose because we play identity politics, it simply isn't true. This is about whose identities win when you appeal to them. That means you should double down on the identities of your base. I think that if you appeal more directly, actually, to people's identities, how they see their identities, then you could play the game that Trump has played, but without all of the nefarious, self-serving, self-aggrandizement.
It's not a game, though. This lady's just an idiot.
We got to continue our coverage of the meltdowns from the left, okay, because I'm telling you guys, as long as Democrats continue to be in bed with far leftists, race hustlers, woke extremists, they're going to have some issues, right? They're going to have some issues. And what you're seeing happening on the mainstream liberal media is a very interesting dynamic, okay? It's a very interesting dynamic. You have those who happen to be white and Democrats trying to talk some sense into the far left loonies who happen to be not white, right? You're seeing that kind of happen over and over and over again. in the liberal media, right? But they have to be careful in regards to how they do it because the far left loonies that happen to be not white are extremely sensitive, right? They're extremely emotional right now. They're convinced that in their minds, this election was not about the economy, stupid. It was about Kamala Harris's race and her sex. It was about sexism, bigotry, racism. That's what it was about. And they are refusing to accept any other explanation except more than half the country is bigoted. Okay, they're racist, they're sexist, and that's why Kamala lost. Okay, it doesn't have to do with anything else, right? And that is what this emotional race hustler is going to say on MSNBC as Stephanie Rule tries to talk some sense into him, okay, about why Kamala lost, and this guy is just going to refuse to accept that it had anything to do with the economy, stupid. Take a look.
Eddie, how do you frame where we are in this moment as
So annoying.
Trump and his agenda comes into focus?
I've been trying to figure it out.
Figure what out?
There is a kind of ugliness that has
What are you trying to figure out? Why don't you just work with them?
haunted this experiment since its formation.
Dude, it's MSNBC.
And we can talk about the alienation of the working class. We can talk about Latino men voting for Donald Trump. But this country just elected a convicted felon.
Good.
Who has been held liable for sexual assault.
And I'll fucking do it again.
The ugliest and most insidious language around race and sexism that you can imagine. And he may not have
Yeah, we did it and we'll fucking do it again.
the money to engage in mass deportations, but the fear, the terror that people will have to live with daily, ICE showing up in their neighborhoods, being denaturalized, my wife, right? All of that is here
You're not getting deported, weirdo.
now. And so I don't know what these people have done. I have no idea what they have wrought. But I do know that it feels familiar. So.
Peter, you've covered so many administrations.
There's this sense, right, that whiteness, right, is under threat. The demographic shifts. The country isn't what all of these racially ambiguous children on Cheerios commercials are confusing the hell out of me. Right?
Eddie, a lot of people voted because their life's too damn expensive, and it was here, and it.
They voted for. You're telling me, Stephen.
Yes.
That all of these.
Listen, this is how out of touch these people are. Yes. We voted because life is too expensive right now. We want to go back to not expensive.
People who believe that their lives are, that bread is too high and eggs are too high.
Yes.
They voted for a convicted felon.
Yes.
A guy who said we can grab the pea.
I think that a lot.
They voted for this
listen,
guy.
I'm not defending it, but I think there are tons of people that don't pay attention to, and I'm not defending it, don't pay attention to politics at all. But while we live in the most prosperous country in the world, people are saying life's not fair. I'm not doing well. My son's still living in the basement.
I might download
I can't
it.
seem to get a job. I don't like the status quo. I'm voting for something else, and he.
I love you to life.
I love you,
but I do not believe that. I cannot believe that.
Well, believe it,
and
pussy.
The reason I think you believe it is because you don't want to believe that that's what's really motivating them.
No, we're telling you, life is unaffordable.
It's always the case. People don't want to believe what the country actually is, because if they believe it, they're going to have to confront what's in them. I don't believe that. They voted for a crook, a person who they know is stealing from, just doing everything to.
Oh, kind of like how Kamala Harris just went $20 million over her budget. Who's going to be paying for that? Huh? Who is going to be paying for that? Right. This dude's delusional.
The so-called country that they love. And then they're telling us the BS that it's economics. We know that's not true.
Yeah. So this guy, Eddie Glaude Jr., is a professor of woke studies, African American studies, at.
What's his name? Let's watch this video.
You know, I want you guys to listen to this interaction between.
Why can't I? Why can't I find that clip?
Leah Daughtry are both back with us. Leah, I want to ask you about something, a headline from NBC News. Trump just realigned the entire political map. Democrats have no easy path to fix it. Quote, in short, Trump has been able to engineer a near wholesale rightward shift in the electorate in ways that he couldn't in 2016 or 2020. The trends have blown up long-held Democratic and Republican.
They're salty.
You wrote a piece in the Times.
Looks like we're going to have to just watch it on here.
What's really motivating them?
To politics at all. But while we live in the most prosperous country in the world, people are saying life's not fair.
This guy, look at how, like, he's just, like, so like, he doesn't believe her. Like, bro, she's telling
I'm
you.
not doing well. My son's still living in the basement. I can't seem to get a job. I don't like the status quo. I'm voting for something else, and he was the person.
I love you to life.
I love you.
But I do not believe that. I cannot believe that. And the reason I think you believe it is because you don't want to believe that that's what's really motivating them.
Too bad.
It's always the case. People don't want to believe what the country actually is. Because if they believe it, they're going to have to confront what's in them.
I want to fight.
I don't believe that. They voted for a crook, a person who they know is stealing from, just doing everything to undermine the so-called country that they love. And then they're telling us the BS that it's economics. We know that's not true.
Yeah. So this guy, Eddie Glaude Jr., is
Meantime, we're going to bring in Peter Baker, MSNBC
African American Studies at Princeton University. And people like him are a great example of the problem with academia. People like him are a great example of exactly what the Trump administration needs to focus on when it comes to de-wokeifying this country, right? Because the job is not done yet.
Literally, all they have to do is ask us and we can tell them.
Okay, although a lot of young people voted for Trump, okay, this country is rejecting wokeism. The ideological brainwashing that is happening at the college level in these institutions, that has to be addressed. Because individuals like him are teaching our children, right? I mean, they're teaching the children that are supposed to be the most talented children in this country, right? This is why so many of these young people are so brainwashed, and now they're losing their minds over Trump winning because they legitimately believe that Trump is some type of threat towards minorities, okay? Now, with that being said, my main point in this video is this. As long as the left continues to platform these Looney Tunes, again, it's going to be hard for the Democrats to thread the needle, okay? I'm so serious about that. I'm so serious because you don't see these types of race hustlers and individuals on right-leaning platforms. You don't see these individuals on Newsmax. You don't see them on Fox News. Basically, the only place that you see the right-wing version of that guy is on the internet, right? And it's not on mainstream internet platforms, right? I mean, those individuals that are the equivalent of that guy on the right have essentially been banned from mainstream media, okay, and also on most of the platforms online, okay? That's essentially what has happened. So
they really are.
It's funny because you don't see the right-wing equivalent of
Same
that
here, Monica.
guy, okay, of that type of extremism on mainstream right-wing channels. You don't see that, okay? But it is extremely prevalent on not just left-wing platforms, but we're also talking about liberal media
I
platforms.
didn't see any either.
ABC, NBC,
I think they already took
MSNBC,
care of that last
CNN.
year, right?
These types of Looney Tunes, these race hustlers, these extremists, because that's what this guy is. He's an extremist, are openly platformed on these mainstream outlets, right? And as long as that is the case, people can reasonably point the finger at that individual and say, yeah, that individual is a representation of the Democrat Party. And again, that is why so many people are leaving the Democrat Party. This is why you have so many people who have decided, you know what, we're going to support Trump. Trump has the most quote-unquote diverse coalition of working class minorities that we've ever seen support a GOP candidate. Why is that? Well, it's because the left-wing loonies are literally turning off everybody. The reality is that Trump didn't win just because white people decided to vote for him. Trump won because everybody decided, hey, we want to vote for him. But despite this reality, despite these clear facts, this individual refuses to acknowledge that, hey, maybe there's something outside of racism and hate that brings people together that would make them want to vote for somebody like Trump. Like, I don't know, the economy's stupid. No, we can't accept that. I can't accept that.
Right.
The whole country is racist. That is the only explanation that this individual is willing to accept. In fact, a lot of these individuals aren't willing to
What do
accept
you mean
any
by say
criticism
stuff
of Kamala
like?
Harris whatsoever.
Not really. No, they don't. They don't say anything about people. They just kind of give them their names, whether they're the Republican or Democratic nominee.
Any criticism of Kamala Harris is a form of bigotry, racism.
I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with y'all, right? Some of the criticisms I've seen of the Democratic Party, while completely valid, I completely encourage criticism. I think it's healthy if done right. It's kind of getting a little. It's getting a wee bit of an issue. It's getting real close to racism territory.
Oh,
okay,
God.
you gotta remember a black woman,
Who cares?
woman was running. Okay,
Who cares?
I don't
We're allowed to criticize her if we want.
think it's fair to use her as a scapegoat in this.
Oh, okay.
I think we need to evenly distribute criticism. I'm not saying that she's above criticism because she's a black woman before people get in my comments talking about that. I am saying that the way this criticism is coming out is not giving productive. I know
Who cares? We can criticize her however we want.
we're angry. I know we are not happy with the results of this election.
Yeah, let's just
There's
have names.
many different reasons that led to this, okay? It is not just the Democratic Party that led to this result. Just throwing that out there too. But I just need us to be aware of our position in this conversation. Aware of the privilege we bring into this conversation. And the power dynamic, unfortunately, that we also bring into this conversation. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about one particular person. I've seen
That's
it from other
true.
people. I get it. We're angry. But we really got to remember who we talking about, because black women are really hurting right now, okay?
Why?
And you have to remember, like, black women keep being the ones to keep everybody, like, to lead the fight for human rights here. And a black woman was doing that in this case.
No.
It's not just the voters. There was literally one running for president.
Didn't work
so,
at
like,
all.
I'm just saying, we can be critical while also being aware.
Aware of what? No, you're not saying anything.
Also, let's take a step back as well.
She's not saying anything.
This woman, she campaigned hard as fuck.
No, she didn't.
Just
Her campaigns were terrible. She literally would go places, say nothing, use the same catchphrases, and then leave. She said nothing.
the gate, was working day,
No,
night.
she's not.
Bus, club, another club. She was going, okay, while the other candidate
No,
was
she
going off
wasn't.
vibes, okay? Let's just, and they were racist ones too.
No, it wasn't. That's why Muslims showed up and showed the fuck out.
They were homophobic ones.
No.
xenophobic ones. Can we
No.
let's keep
They just throw words out to try and scare you. Corn Pop wasn't bad. We'll go watch that video if you want.
the plot in mind, okay? This is like class A example of glass cliff theory. So, and if you don't know what that is, that means that she is literally she was put in an impossible position to save us all. That happens all the time, especially with companies and CEOs. A lot of time when a company is doing shit, that is when they're like, let's appoint our first female president, CEO. And then when it tanks, that's when they're like, oh, it was her fault. Let's not do that, please.
Yeah, as long as Democrats decide that they want to get in bed with these types of people, yeah, they're just going to have a hard time. They're going to have a really hard time because I think that this country has rejected this, right? This country is so sick and tired of this idea that you can't criticize black people just because they're black. You can't criticize women just because they're women. They shouldn't be held accountable for anything at all, okay? And half the country's racist just because they don't agree with the far left. The country is rejecting this. And the extremists are doubling and tripling down on the extremism, right? And it's
and I was one of the guards, and they weren't allowed to. There was a 3-meter board, and if you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. Well, he came off, and he said, I'll meet you outside. My car, these were all
hey, Esther.
behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, I'll be waiting for you. He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all
Corn
the
Pop voted for Trump. 1,000%.
You know, the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up. He said, you walk out.
Oh, my God.
And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I said, you kidding me? He said, no, if you don't come back. And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, in those days, you used to remember the straight razor. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then.
He's talking about fucking Corn Pop.
When I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you.
Called you Esther Williams.
I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, close the straight razor in my heart.
Oh, my God. It's so fucking funny, dude. You guys all know Corn Pop was a bad dude, bro. Rusty Razorway Rainbows was watching the wire. Started banging him on the curb. I couldn't believe it, bro. I was dying when I saw that.
Glenn, welcome to the program. We did it, Glenn, and you played a huge role as we persevered. I want to play a piece of tape, though, Glenn, that I think you will appreciate, which is of our mutual, now passed away friend, Rush Limbaugh. And this is one of the last things he ever said. Let's play cut 328.
Yeah. We are not sunk yet. We will never surrender. We will never give up. Never, never, never. It's not who we are. It's not what we do. We never give up.
Now, let's remember, everybody, that was right before Rush passed away. I do, too. But remember how dark things seemed then. Joe Biden and the Democrats controlled everything, And now let's just enjoy how we feel today. Glenn, welcome to the program. What are your thoughts?
Thank you. I feel, Charlie, you've watched me and listened to me long enough to know, and we know each other. I'm not usually a ray of sunshine. And I think I was on your show last time I was on your show. I said, I can think of a million ways this goes wrong, but I can only think of one way that we survive this, that we come out and we're together, and that's God. We need a miracle. And I think we have a miracle. And that miracle came in many forms. First of all, the saving of Donald Trump. But also I think that was like a purifying moment for him. I think he had gone through so much fire, but I think it all just distilled at that moment. And the way he came together, he was the perfect candidate. I think he was as good, if not better, than Ronald Reagan. He was on target all the time. He was a happy warrior. He pulled things off that nobody else could have pulled off. He was very, very focused on what he needed to do.
Yeah.
He put a fantastic team, including
really
you
good team.
and your team, around him.
Really good team together.
Laura Trump was a miracle. The first time I've ever felt good about the GOP was this time. They can't get themselves out of a wet paper bag. And this time, I mean, I had full confidence in them. And, I called right away and Laura would be like, we're on it. We got it. We got it. Every time. So when election day came, for the first time in my life, I could say with confidence to my audience, just call your local GOP. They're probably already in court with this, but just let them know in case they don't know. I mean, it was just a series of perfect timing and perfect execution. It was amazing. Amazing.
And
yeah, are they good? I never had those ones.
Glenn, when you were on the program last, we said this would be a question on, can the American people resist ferocious nonstop propaganda in a 90-day period?
Yeah.
And we passed the test.
Yeah.
Was COVID a metaphorical Pearl Harbor moment where people will then look at the world differently after that, in the sense where they're not going to take propaganda at the same weight? It's going to change their viewpoint completely. There is no going back to how things were. Do we have a population that is more skeptical of corporate power? That is more, please, your thoughts.
Yes. Okay, so here's the thing, Charlie. First of all, I wouldn't put it in the category of
my family loves seafood. I don't like it.
Event that happened one day and
I'm not a seafood guy.
This was a slow drip. So maybe a 9/11 or a Pearl Harbor in slow motion. It started out slow, but it woke enough people up, not the entire nation, but it woke enough people up that were influencers for the other side. I look at the Weinsteins and people like that, Lindsay, people that were really icons on the other side.
Peanut butter and jelly. I don't have any fucking bread though.
Started to go, wait a minute. I don't think I'm with them, but I'm not with the Democrats. This is lie. This is not.
I am not
freedom.
a seafood person.
And that's what I think was the beginning of breaking everything apart. These people that were standing up and the average person saying, this is wrong. I can't live this way. And that just slowly spreading. And then when you look at this now a few years later and you see everything that we said was right. It did start in a lab in Wuhan. We were involved. Fauci was making money. They were in bed with the pharmaceutical companies. They were working with social media to silence people. All of that came undone. And that's the Pearl Harbor moment. If you could put it all together, that's the Pearl Harbor moment. And then on top of it, it started to trickle down onto everything. Things were moving so fast.
So you only eat
had
one kind of
enough
crab?
time to check on all of the stories and see, wait a minute, you told us that what happened. And we were conspiracy theories because we said it was the other way, and that was wrong. This is wrong. This
This
is wrong.
yeah.
And people just started to realize they're lying to
Oh,
us
okay.
all
See, I
the
don't
time.
like any of it.
Now, again, not the entire. I feel bad for the people that really, truly believe that Donald Trump is a Nazi, that women are going to be, you know, their heads are going to be on a pike or whatever they're saying today. I feel sorry for those people who have been so grossly misled. When they wake up, they're going to be very pissed at the media and the left. But the best thing that came out of this, and about a week before he was on Joe Rogan, maybe a couple of weeks, because he hadn't agreed yet. And they were saying that maybe he's going to be on Joe Rogan. And I said, please let that happen, because that will be the end of the mainstream media. Because he'll go on Joe Rogan and he'll get, 100 million people to watch. And it will affect the election because he'll perform well. And every politician will say after this, why would I go do a debate on ABC or CBS that gets maybe 15, 20 million people and it's all set up? It's not real. When I could go on Joe Rogan and spend 3 hours, he'll ask me honest questions. I can be myself and let the people judge for themselves who I am. It's over. The mainstream media is over.
This is exactly right. I want to play Joy Reid, who identifies the Joe Rogan experience element here. Let's play cut 330.
Did exist was a massive media ecosystem pumping into the heart of MAGA, run by the internet bros Elon Musk and Charlie Kirk of Turning Point USA, which this year handled much of the get out the vote operations for Trump's campaign. Only for Trump to close it out with celebrity podcast host Joe Rogan in what would become Rogan's most watched episodes in more than a decade. But behind the curtain is disinformation king Elon Musk, who helped to elect Trump and enrich himself by using X, Twitter, to push out his preferred candidate, frequently with misinformation. And joining
Glenn, I want to let you loose on this, but just comment deeper though. Lies do not stand in long form podcasting because they get cross-examined. It gets flushed out. When we're in the pursuit of truth, that format benefits us. Glenn Beck.
So it not only benefits us, it is the only way. It's why they want to stop us from talking to each other. It's why they've encouraged us to stop talking to our family. It's why they've done their best to silence people on the other side. It's so funny because, I was in the mainstream media and hated every second of it. And they said, you just got to go online or something because you have no place here in the mainstream media. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I started The Blaze, did my own thing. The first guy to come out and try to move a massive audience over. And when we did it and it was successful, then they realized, oh, crap. And then everybody else started doing it. I mean, look at the power of the podcast. It was coming anyway. They just thought we'll put all of these crazy people online because they thought they could control it at the time. But as we're seeing in almost everything, we don't necessarily do these things because we're busy doing our life. We're not, look at you. Who has ever on our side done a get out the vote campaign like you have done? Only the Democrats. But when they force us to do these things, we get better than they are quickly. And then they're like, oh, wait, that's a problem. And then they have to shut you down.
That is such
it's just the same old record over and over again. What they don't understand is everything is about to change. And that's not just because of Donald Trump. That's because of AI, quantum computing, everything. The life as we know it is going to change. And if we have somebody who understands freedom and understands that people are in charge, not the elites, we have a chance of withstanding the AI that is coming. But Donald Trump, and he knows this, has got to get in and take those big corporations and bring them to heel on doing things like Google did on the day of the election. This this influencing people without knowing that they're being influenced. You know, one thing I haven't heard from Donald Trump yet, and I really am anxious to ask him, is will you repeal the executive order that Barack Obama put in that allows our spy agencies to use propaganda on our own people and our own citizens here in America? That got no press when Barack Obama did it. It's got to stop.
All right, Glenn, we got 5 minutes. You can do it uninterrupted. Yeah. Ideas, personnel, creative things. The floor is yours.
Okay, just off the top of my head here, I wasn't really prepared for this. Do not put Jamie Dimon in as the Treasury Secretary or the head of the Fed. You know, fight the Fed. Close the Fed would be even better, but fight
1,000%.
the Fed on things. Put Vivek Ramaswamy as maybe the Treasury Secretary. He's not part of that system. I'm afraid of another Jamie Dimon getting in there who would be, you know, he's not a friend. He's not a friend. We need to clean out the top level of the Pentagon. All of those generals up at the top, they all came through the ranks because they're political players. Put somebody like Tulsi Gabbard in charge of cleaning house there. She doesn't have to be the Secretary of Defense, although she wouldn't necessarily make a bad one, but somebody that can come at it and is not a big conservative and everything else. This one is easy. All you have to do is look for the people who want to fight to win and those who want to play politics. Anybody play politics, get them out. Elon should be on the cuts right now. He should have a copy of the budget right now, and he should be looking at that. And Musk should also play some role with the deep cuts in regulations as well. I hope Donald Trump just takes, like he did last time. I'd like to see it double.
Yeah.
Just cut the regulations. He has, remember, we have an election in 2026. It's going to favor the Democrats no matter what we do. And it's going to be hard to keep the Senate and everything else. So he really has 2 solid years. But remember, Ronald Reagan, when he started this, it wasn't really until 83, 84 where everything really started to show up and be good. So he may not have, you know, the best story to tell in 2 years unless he gets everything done in his first 100 days and he can juice the economy. The way to juice the economy is to cut regulation, cut all of this crap that everybody has to go through. He should fire all those 80,000 IRS agents. He should.
Absolutely.
I am actually willing to listen and probably could support, if he could make the numbers work, on going back to the way we were, abolishing the 16th Amendment, getting rid of income tax. If he can't get rid of the income tax, then he should make it so low. Remember, Coolidge cut our income tax by 50% and cut the regulation and all of the spending by 50% in the first year. The second year he came in and did it again, cut it by another 50%, and that gave us the roaring 20s. He should be looking at the Coolidge kind of cuts in both taxes and in spending and regulation, like Coolidge did. Just take a hatchet to it, because that will bring the economy roaring back. We don't need a 25 or a 21% income tax rate. We need at the most a 15% income tax rate. I again am for abolishing it, but if the numbers would work. Let's see. We talked about this earlier today.
I like it.
I'm for the Mike Lee plan of J.D. Vance being the head of the Senate. Thune couldn't be, you know, if he won't go with Tim Scott, then it should be J.D. Vance, because those other two would be an absolute nightmare. I really took him at his word when he said we'll shut down the Department of Ed. I'd like to see that and a few others. RFK being in charge of RFK being in charge of making America healthy again, I think this is brilliant.
Very
I wouldn't
brilliant.
put him in charge. I would have him, have a real effect on suggestions. The only reason why I say don't put him in charge is I'm not sure he's right on everything. But when it comes to big pharma, when it comes to all of that, when it comes to the FDA, he's 100% right. FDA is worthless.
Yep. Hey, I like it. All right, chat. It's almost 1:30. I'm going to get off of here and go to bed. I really do appreciate you all stopping by and hanging out with me tonight. I don't know if I'll be back on tomorrow, maybe Monday for a little bit. We'll see. But I'll see you guys later. Peace. All right, Josh. I'll talk to you, brother.